I am 28. My husband is 30. We were together 8 years. Our daughter started first grade this fall. We live outside Dayton, Ohio. Not a big city. 2 grocery stores, 1 mall that keeps shrinking, and a park with a duck pond where the geese act like they pay the taxes. When I married Ryan, I was sure I had found the only man on earth for me. We were young, loud with hope, convinced nothing ordinary could touch us. Then life came with a calendar. Diapers, rent, car payments, stomach bugs, a furnace that chose January to die. I went back to work before our daughter turned 2 because 1 paycheck was not enough. Ryan switched jobs later and the money eased, but the routine tightened around us. He stayed gentle and careful. He made lunches, folded tiny shirts, fixed leaky faucets. I was grateful. I was also restless. I did not like that about myself, so I tried not to name it. I work at a small real estate office. On a gray Tuesday, a buyer walked in. His name was Dylan. He was 3 years younger than me. He wanted a starter condo close to downtown. He talked fast and flashed a grin like he had been told his whole life that he was charming, and the world kept proving it true. He knew I was married. He knew I had a child. It did not bother him. He started with small things. A box of chocolates after a showing. Flowers sent to the front desk. I kept everything at the office because I was not stupid and did not want questions at home. I gave most of the candy to the women I worked with. They teased me and called me lucky. Around that time, Ryan and I were not going out much. We were tired. Holidays got flowers. Random Tuesdays did not. My ring felt like a promise made by a younger version of me who did not know the weight of groceries. When Dylan invited me to a housewarming after closing, I said I had a late appointment and went. There were friends, his parents, music, and too many drinks. We kissed in the kitchen. I stopped it and called a ride. I told myself I had caught the edge of a cliff and pulled back. A week later, we met again. I told myself no. I ended up at his condo anyway. That night crossed the line. I am not going to dress it up. What I thought I had been missing showed up like fireworks. I confused adrenaline for love. We started seeing each other in the cracks of the week. Lunch hours. Afternoons when showings ran long. I told myself it was brief. I told myself it would pass. It did not pass. I fell hard. Months later, I could not stand the split life. I sat Ryan down at the kitchen table. I told him there was someone else. I told him he was a good man and that I did not want him to blame himself. I told him I was moving out with our daughter and that I would not fight for child support if he did not want to pay it. I said words like life happens, and I tried to say them without sounding like I was reading from a coward's script. Ryan did not yell. He did not throw anything. He listened. He said 2 words. Your choice. The next morning, I filed for divorce. We moved fast through the paperwork. I packed our daughter's clothes. He carried boxes to my car. He told me he would not keep her from me and that he would never speak badly about me to her. I felt shame hit me like a fever. I cried in the car and drove anyway. For a month, I lived inside the story I thought I wanted. Dylan was electric. He loved parties. He loved attention. He loved what I did for his ego. The condo was not his, not really. His father had bought it and was paying most of the bills. Dylan said he would get on his feet soon. He said a lot of things. He did not love the part where a 6-year-old needed dinner and bedtime. He told me he had not signed up to raise another man's child. He said she had a father and a mother already. He started staying out late, coming home smelling like bars and other people's cologne. When I called him on it, he said I was not his wife and I had no right to police him. He told me I could go back to my old life if I wanted rules. He mocked Ryan, the man who had done nothing but hold our house together while I broke it. He called him names. I told him to stop. He did not. One night, he slapped me across the face like he was swatting a fly that annoyed him. I dropped onto the couch, too shocked to speak. He slammed the door and left. Something cleared in me. It was like waking up from a bad movie where you are somehow both the villain and the fool. I called Ryan and asked him to pick up our daughter from school. Then I packed. Because I work in real estate, it did not take long to find a short-term rental. I called a taxi. I moved out that day. I cried hard for hours. I drank too much that night and scared myself. The thought of my daughter pulled me back. I changed my number. I went to the bar where Dylan liked to be seen and handed him his keys. He tried a grin and asked if I had calmed down. I left without answering. 2 months passed. We spent New Year's Eve with Ryan because that felt right for our daughter. He had lost weight. He had gray where there had not been gray before. I asked forgiveness and he told me not to do that to him, not to make him comfort me about the choices I made. He was kind anyway. I want to say I changed in a clean straight line. I did not. I wobbled. I missed what was exciting even as I held tighter to what was safe. I started seeing a counselor. I started going to church because sitting in a quiet room with other people helped. I told Ryan I wanted to try again. He said we could talk about co-parenting and about being decent to each other, but we were not restarting anything overnight. We still talk. We walk in the park sometimes so our daughter can skate on the little rink the city sets up in winter. I try to remind him who we were before I broke everything. Sometimes he smiles. Sometimes he changes the subject. Sometimes he says, "Let's not do that." I have asked myself every hard question. Why did I blow up my life? Was I lonely? Was I bored? Was I trying to be the version of myself I could post about instead of the one who cleans up the dishes? The cheap answer is that I wanted fun. The real answer is that I wanted attention without responsibility, and that bill always comes due. What I learned about love is not romantic. Love is not a constant state of being impressed. Love is not a highlight reel. Love is steady grocery runs, and someone who knows which light in the hallway flickers at dusk and how to jiggle the switch until it stops. Love is a man who says he will never turn our child against me even when everyone tells him that he should. I learned something about apology too. Apology is not a key that opens the old door. Apology is the start of a long walk where you carry your part without handing it to the other person. I told Ryan I would give him time, and then I started proving it. I show up on time. I do not cancel last minute. I do not overshare with him about my feelings on hard days. I tell the truth to our daughter without turning it into a lecture. Mommy made a big mistake, and we are working to be kind. That is the sentence I can say without lying. There are small good moments. Our daughter had a winter concert. She waved at both of us and smiled so wide I thought she would split. Afterward, we took her for hot chocolate. Ryan and I talked about the music teacher and the shoes our kid would not stop wearing and nothing about the past. It was calm. I drove home to my little rental and cried for 10 minutes because calm can hurt when you have lived inside noise. I keep a list called The Next Right Thing. It is boring by design. Pay the daycare bill on time. Keep my counseling appointment. Bring the lunchbox back. Do not text when I want attention. Text when I have information that matters. Say thank you. Say please. Sleep. I do not know if Ryan will ever want me back. He is entitled to his caution. If he never does, I will still be grateful that he stayed kind. If he does, it will be because I became a person who is safe to love again, not because I cried on the phone at midnight. I have not seen Dylan since the night with the keys. If I ever do, I will not waste it on a speech. He taught me something I wish I had learned a gentler way. When a person tells you they do not want your kid, believe them. When a person hits you, leave. When a person is most exciting where cameras could be, ask who they are when it is just trash night and your sink is clogged. Some people listening will be angry. I understand. Some will think I got what I deserved. Some will say I am making myself the hero. I am not the hero. I am a mother who almost made herself a ghost in her kid's story. I am a woman who confused flattery with care. I am trying to build something honest out of the pieces I did not break by accident. If you are standing where I stood, thinking of stepping out of a life because someone new shines like a coin, please slow down. Talk to your partner out loud about the loneliness before it starts introducing you to strangers. Ask for help before the house fills with secrets. If you already left, do the boring work of repair. It is not glamorous, but it is kinder than the alternative. Last weekend, our daughter and I baked cookies to bring to Ryan's place. She mixed too fast and spilled flour on the floor. We laughed. She wrote a note on the box in big, careful letters. For Dad. I watched her sleep that night and thought about every minute I almost traded away. The next morning, I made coffee and sent a simple text. Pick up at 9. I will bring the skates. Ryan wrote back. Sounds good. That message was not a movie ending. It was the next right thing. Maybe the next right 100. I do not know how our story ends. I do know what I am choosing today. We keep our daughter at the center. We tell the truth. We choose peace where we can. We do not pretend the past did not happen. We also do not let it decide every tomorrow. If you need a last line, here it is. The rush was short. The repairs are long. The repairs are worth it.